Hello everyone, welcome to your computer class. Well, it is the second part of our revision video of first chapter. Well, here we are discussing our first chapter, that is Internet Basics. In this chapter, we have discussed about the term Internet, its functions and some terms. Now we have to discuss about all the remaining terms along with some other features. Now let's see. We are discussing the internet terminology. The term that we have to discuss today is client and server. Generally, the computers that we use while we are connecting in a network, these computers are termed as client computers. Whereas the main computer which is connected over this internet, which gives us all the pages, that main computer is termed as a server. So it means our devices, it can be any PC, any laptop, any mobile phone or any tablet. These all computers that we are using in our age, these are termed as the client machines. So generally in this internet, all these clients have to request for data from this server. Well, this server generally carries all the information or data which has to be shared in a network. Along with that, it also accepts and manages the requests which are raised by the clients. Well, whenever a request is raised by a client, that request is first authenticated and then analyzed by the server. If that request is genuine, only then responses are generated. Otherwise, these requests are terminated. Our next term is web page, website, web portal and web client. Well, as I have taught you in the previous class, web pages are the digital pages which are available on internet, and collection of all these pages are termed as websites. Whereas web portals are some special type of websites where we can get a wide range of services such as email, gaming, search engine, shopping and some other features. Then at last we have this term web client. Well, web client is a program that is installed on a server or in any computer or in the client side computer that requests and uses services provided by a web server. Well, this client is generally our browser program which helps us to access or work with internet. Now our next term is blog. Well, whenever we talk about internet or social networking, the first thing that strikes our mind is writing posts and sharing them with our friends. So for that we can use this feature of blog. This term blog generally refers to weblog. Well, earlier we had a habit of diary writing. This weblog is a type of diary writing, but it is public in nature. We can share this diary or this log file publicly with our friends, and then they can comment down their reviews or their suggestions in the comment sections. Well, the person who writes the blog is termed as a blogger, whereas the process of writing a blog or accessing any blog website is termed as blogging. The most commonly used blogging site is blogger.com or blogspot. Next we have newsgroup. Well, these news groups are similar to blogs, but these groups are focused on a particular type of news of our common interest. In these news groups, we can connect or communicate with all the individuals who can have a common interest. All these individuals can gather in these groups and then they can easily share their thoughts with other individuals in the group. Our next term is email. Well, this email is one of the most important term of this syllabus. Well, email stands for electronic mail. In the old method of posting letters, whenever we write a letter, it was a very difficult task for sending that particular or for posting that particular letter. Well, generally that conventional process of writing letters and sending them or posting them takes a lot of time and effort. That's why nowadays mostly we are using this feature of email. Well, these emails are the electronic versions of the traditional mail service. In these emails, we can write similarly like a mailing process, and we can also attach our attachments, which can be any image, video, graphics or any other file type. Well, for working with these emails, we all must have a unique email address, that is our location on these email sites, and we must have an email account. This email account is just like our post box where all these mails are collected. Now let's talk about the format of an email address. In general, in an email address, we have a username, then @ symbol, and this website or domain name. This username is unique for every user of that particular website who is having this email service. Then next we have this @ symbol. This @ symbol works as a separator between username and domain name. And then we have this domain name. This domain name is the website or the web service provider which is providing you the facility of email. Fine. So here we have this example where you can easily understand about all these components. Here this VSCC n block is our username, this @ symbol is a separator, and this gmail.com is our host or domain name. Then our next term is web server. Well, web server is a computer that stores websites on the internet and delivers web pages to the viewers upon their request. Well, you might have thought that where this Google or Facebook is stored. So all these websites that we use, whether it is Google, Facebook, Amazon, Flipkart, Netflix, Hotstar or any other website, all these websites are generally stored in some web servers. Fine, these web servers are the physical computers with a high processing capability and a very vast storage of data where these websites can stored and managed by various programs. These web servers are also sometimes termed as www server. These web servers are generally programs or softwares that wait for the request from web browser, and then they process their server side scripts to generate that particular result which is required by the browsers. Well, now we have to discuss about this difference once again, that is server versus web server. Well, in general, in a local network, when we use a PC for sharing files or for sharing some data in between a few computers, then that common computer can be termed as a server computer. Whereas on internet, when a computer stores a website or some pages of a website, then that computer is termed as a web server. Now we have to discuss about services which are provided by a server. Well, in general, a server can do the following things: equipment and resource sharing. Well, generally with the help of a server, if you are using a local server, then you can share the hardware components, or in global or local both the servers we can share the resources. Then next, the server can also act as a centralized file saving system where all the files and softwares can be stored and then used or accessed by multiple computers on a network. Next is centralized virus scanning. Well, if we talk about a web server, this web server has this centralized virus scanning process through which all the websites and their data are scanned. Then next we have centralized backup. In our web servers, we can also store our data if they have this facility of online backups. Well, these servers are generally, if we talk about web servers, these web servers are generally used to store the web pages. So we can say that they also serve the web pages. Then next they also provide us some server-side scripting so that we can write some logical programs to interact with our user. Then next we have it handles or manages the request of a client or a user. So these were some services. That's all for today. In our next class, we have to discuss about all the remaining topics of this chapter. Till then, keep learning, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep supporting us. Thanks for watching this video.